Good morning. It is Tuesday morning, and you are certainly more powerful than you think. So here's the question of the day. Ready? Do you live with the power of favor? Do you live with the power of favor? Hey, life has continual challenges, man. There's one after another. There's endless challenges, but how you view your challenges, how you feel about your challenges determines if life is challenging. So how do we get through challenges in life that are going to continue to happen, yet have a higher perspective, feel more powerful, still remain joyful, and still remain peaceful? Well, there's a pastor, famous pastor, T.D. Jakes, and there was a quote from him: when you have God's favor in your life, no matter what you're thrown into, do we feel like we're being thrown into a bunch of stuff? Yep. You're always going to come out and rise on the top. So no matter what you're thrown into in life, when you have God's favor in your life, we're always going to come out on top. So how do we do that? How do we know if we have God's favor? Well, first of all, you're here. And that, hey, Letitia, how do you doing? Good morning from New Zealand. How do you know you have God's favor? First of all, you're here. So you've gone through things in your life. You faced mountains. You had no idea how you're going to get through them. Yet you're here because you showed up. God brought you through it. You're here, and just flat out, you were persistent. That's it, man. You were persistent, and you made it. And I personally know that the reason I'm here is strictly by the grace of God, because we've all been through things we had no idea how we were going to get through. Yet we have a vision for our life, and here's the first thing. We have a vision, and we think, man, I need to be educated. I don't have the skill. I've never done this before. You need a certificate. You need something that we haven't done. We need some training. But the reality is there's no better training than your life experience. Hey, speaking personally, I have a doctorate, okay? I've been through 8 years of college, right? I have a doctorate, yet none of that has given me value. It's given me a title. That's it. The title doesn't make the person makes the title. And all the value that I've gotten through life with the doctorate is not related to a doctorate, it's from life experience. Doctorate gave me knowledge. You may have knowledge, but life experience is wisdom. So you are qualified to fulfill the vision. All you have to do is show up. Well, what's that take? I'm going to go through 6 steps here. What's take? Well, first of all, you got to have faith. Hey, Hebrews 11:1. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for, right? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. Meaning we hope for things, but we certainly don't see them in our life. So how do we do that? How do we have faith? Well, first, the most foundational principle is, hey, you're not a human seeking spiritual experiences. You are a spirit in a body here to fulfill a purpose, and we're having human experiences. Why does that give you faith? Well, let's look at the healed system, and you're more powerful. Start with H, honor God within yourself. You are divine first. We are all divine first. We're here in a physical body because we have a purpose to fulfill on the physical plane. That alone, that one principle, means you are already in the favor of God. You are already connected to God because Genesis 1:27, we're created in the likeness and image of God. We cannot not be in the favor of God. It cannot exist. So you are in the favor of God whether or not you believe it. So check this out. Now we could say the affirmation, well, I'm living in the favor of God, but why don't affirmations work? Because we don't believe them. So here's a great affirmation and belief system that will get you through anything. Are you ready for this? Even if you don't believe it. God's favor is working in my life, and it's happening whether I believe it or not. Like, how about that? God's favor, I am God's favor, and it's working in my life regardless if I believe it or not. That is such a powerful affirmation. Why? Because it takes your belief system, it takes your self-esteem, it takes your faith, throws it all out the window, and gives you faith because it's happening whether you believe it or not. And that gives you a sense of certainty and faith of things hoped for, but evidence not seen. Man, that is a powerful affirmation. So then check this out. So once you have that, let's go to the next step. Albert Einstein, imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution. Wow, that is important, man. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Why? Because I'm talking to you on video on Facebook Live because someone imagined it in their mind, right? We're driving in cars because someone imagined something beyond horses. We're able to go from New York to LA because someone imagined a plane. We're able to talk on a cell phone because someone said, I don't want to be tied to this cord in the wall. Everything that exists in the world is from imagination. You have an imagination. Your imagination is your vision. So here's a quote from Steve Harvey. Now check this out. This is really important. The life you are called to live is in your imagination, not your current situation. Oh my God, drop the mic. Look at that. Thank you, Steve. The life we are called to live isn't in our current situation. There is evidence that is not seen. There isn't any evidence, right? It's in our imagination. Wow, isn't that intense? So whatever you can imagine is what you can achieve. Imagination is our coming attractions. Not because of things we want, but God gives us the desires of our heart. He gives us the desires of our heart, and that's a vision. So when we have an imagination and we have a vision, then what do? We go tell someone else, we tell our loved ones, we trust their opinion because we love them, yet our imagination is not their calling. So what do? Well, you can't do that, or you're not good enough, or what this, or, I function by reality, or whatever they say, because your imagination is not their imagination. Your calling is not their calling. Here's another quote from Steve Harvey. The fastest way to kill your big dreams or your big visions is to tell them to a small mind. The fastest way to kill your imagination, your vision, is to tell it to a small mind. Because what do? We trust people that we love, but that's not their calling. Your vision is what God is giving you. That's you. I saw this video online yesterday. It said Elon Musk is worth $200 billion. And before he became a billionaire, he was bankrupt. How do you go from bankruptcy to $200 billion? Henry Ford developed the car on a vision. He wasn't the engineer, but he managed to get together with the right people, right? So what's happening? How do we go from hope into manifestation? Well, if we start with hope and we believe, my life is in the favor of God, my vision is in the favor of God, whether or not I believe it, then things start to happen in your life. And when you notice those, even the smallest thing, when that happens, you have gratitude. And you take that small thing and gratitude expands it. And you say, thank you, God, that your favor is working, even with this small thing. Thank you that your favor and this thing in the world is evidence in my life to be seen. And gratitude expands it. And when you have enough little things coming up, then hope turns into faith. And then when more little things or big things come in, then faith turns into belief. And once it's belief, it's already done. And that's how you move from faith, not seeing things unseen, into evidence of things being seen, that move from hope into faith, into belief, into it's already done. And you're creating miracles in your life. So when we do that, then we have conscious connection with the favor of God, because that is the key. We have it in our being, whether we realize it or not. And that's why you say, if we don't realize it in the most challenging of times, God, I know you have favor. I know you're working this out. I know great things are happening. I have an imagination and a vision, because your vision is how God talks to you. Proverbs 29:18. Where there is no vision, people perish. You never give up on your imagination. You never give up, hey, Bobby Joe, on your imagination. Why? Because your imagination is the language God is using to speak to you. Your imagination is how God communicates to you. It's how he talks with you, even if there's evidence not seen in your world. You say, he's working in my favor, whether I believe it or not. I'm getting through this challenge, whether I believe it or not. And now, hope turns into faith, turns into belief, and now it's already done. So how do we make that happen? Psalm 1, 2 to 3. His delight is in the law of the Lord. That's favor. And in the law, he meditates day and night. Keep the vision in front of you. Keep your imagination active. Don't tell your imagination and your vision to small minds. And then you will be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, because you're connected. Because of wisdom, you're connected to God's favor, which you already are, but you have conscious connection. And now that brings forth its fruit in its season, and whatever he does shall prosper. Wow. Keep the vision in front of you, right? And then James 2:26, faith without works is dead. Keep the vision in front of you, and then just get busy. Keep your imagination in front of you, and then it's time, just get busy, man. Here's where persistence wins over talent, baby. We don't need all the talents, but we do have the favor, whether we believe it or not. Hope, faith, belief, and then it is done. That's exactly right, Letitia. Thank you so much. Now, here's 6 steps. Are you ready? Let's go through this. First of all, you got to pay attention. You got to have that imagination, have that vision. You believe in it because God has given it to you, and he will give you all the desires of heart. Then you just begin with hope. How's that? We just have hope for things that are unseen until there's evidence of things seen. Then we keep the vision in front of us. We keep that imagination. We envision it. We feel it in our body. Why? Because persistence wins over talent. Then we go to work. Then we say, even if that vision, it happens, whether I believe it or not, we go to work, we get persistent, and then when we see little things, we acknowledge them, we expand them with gratitude, and we say, thank you that this is evidence of things that weren't seen before that are now seen. This is evidence that the favor of God is in my life. The favor of you, Father, is in my body. And thank you so much that now we have evidence. So hope turns into faith, turns into belief. And when you believe, then you have unwavering conviction. Wow, how's that? Let's use the power of our vision. Let's use the power of imagination. Let's go through these 6 steps, and let's create a world. Thy will be done. His will, our will, be done. We are in partnership together. God's favor is upon us. We can live with the power of favor, with hope, faith, belief, calling it done. It is complete. And let's create heaven on earth together. Okay, love you guys. Hey, if this is on YouTube, it is on YouTube. Go to YouTube, subscribe, like this. Please comment. And thank you for commenting. And Letitia and Bobby Joe. And please share this. Share this all over the world. This is a time where hope needs to turn into faith, turn into belief, and we get to create a whole new world. Love you guys.